The news hitting the league today has sent shockwaves through every corner of the NFL universe. The Baltimore Ravens, a team already known for their unpredictable moves and aggressive defensive philosophy, have reportedly secured a deal with none other than Chase Young. Yes, you heard that right. Chase Young, the former Washington standout, is now allegedly joining the Ravens. A move that could redefine their defensive identity and simultaneously throw opposing offenses into utter chaos. Speculation about this signing has been swirling for weeks, with whispers of front office maneuvers, late-night strategy sessions, and secret meetings with agents. But if this deal goes through as insiders claim, it might just be the most audacious defensive acquisition of the decade. The Ravens have historically prided themselves on building schemes that confuse and overwhelm offensive lines. But adding Young to the mix could elevate this approach to a level even the most prepared quarterbacks will struggle to navigate. Fans and analysts alike are now dissecting what this means for the team's overall strategy, wondering how the presence of a player of Young's caliber will impact not only the pass rush, but also the overall defensive coordination. The implications extend far beyond the field, influencing draft considerations, contract negotiations, and even the psychology of opposing teams heading into the next season. Sources close to the situation indicate that Baltimore's management sees Young not just as a star athlete, but as a transformational piece, capable of reshaping the entire defensive mindset. He is rumored to have impressed in private workouts, showcasing a combination of strength, agility, and football IQ that is practically unmatched in the league. Analysts are already speculating that his presence could allow the Ravens to experiment with exotic blitz packages, hybrid linebacker rush schemes, and aggressive coverage rotations that could leave offenses guessing on every snap. The mere thought of facing Young coming off the edge has quarterbacks nervously reviewing game tapes at home, trying to anticipate angles, timing, and the kind of relentless pursuit he has built his reputation on. Even veteran offensive coordinators, typically calm under pressure, are reportedly reevaluating their playbooks, considering adjustments to protection schemes that might never have been necessary before. While nothing is officially confirmed, the intensity of the rumors alone has sparked debates across sports talk shows, social media threads, and fan forums, with everyone weighing in on how the Ravens could leverage this signing to dominate in ways previously thought impossible. If this is indeed happening, it is not just a move, it is a statement, a declaration that Baltimore intends to control the narrative of every game through sheer defensive ferocity. Insiders suggest that the timing of this potential acquisition is just as strategic as the move itself. By reportedly finalizing negotiations quietly and in the shadows, the Ravens have created a whirlwind of speculation that distracts opponents, fuels media frenzy, and builds anticipation for the season ahead. There are whispers that this signing could influence rival teams' own roster decisions, forcing them to reconsider free agent targets, salary cap priorities, and even draft strategies. Imagine the ripple effect: teams trying to counteract a defense that could suddenly be faster, smarter, and more physically dominant than ever before. Rumor has it that this signing might also serve as a catalyst for younger Ravens players, injecting a sense of urgency, competitiveness, and inspiration throughout the locker room. By bringing in a high-caliber player like Young, Baltimore is signaling that they are not merely looking to participate, they are aiming to disrupt, dominate, and leave a lasting mark on the league. The potential psychological edge this provides cannot be understated, as opponents now enter each matchup with the lingering question: how will we survive the chaos unleashed by a fully energized Chase Young in a Ravens uniform? This strategy of intimidation, speculation suggests, is central to Baltimore's approach to the modern NFL, blending talent acquisition with mind games in a way few franchises dare to attempt. League analysts are already speculating how Young's rumored integration into the Ravens' defensive front could reshape the very way the team approaches every game. Traditionally, Baltimore has been celebrated for their aggressive, flexible defensive schemes that force offenses into uncomfortable situations, but Young's combination of speed, power, and instinct could elevate that aggression to nearly unplayable levels. Rumors suggest that coaches are contemplating multiple configurations, rotating Young between defensive end and edge rusher positions to exploit matchups, confuse blocking assignments, and pressure quarterbacks relentlessly. Imagine an offense preparing for a single, predictable pass rush, only to be confronted by a fluid, dynamic presence that strikes with precision at unexpected moments. Speculation hints that this move is not only about physical dominance, it is about intelligence, timing, and creating an aura of uncertainty that could cause teams to commit errors before the first snap even occurs, while official statements are yet to materialize. The mere chatter surrounding this deal has created a media storm, with podcasts, sports shows, and social feeds dissecting every possible angle. Fans are already envisioning highlight reels, dramatic sacks, and pivotal moments that could swing entire seasons, all centered around one explosive talent rumored to have finally landed in Baltimore. The financial and contractual aspects of this rumored deal are just as intriguing as the on-field implications. Sources claim that the Ravens front office has structured a deal designed not only to attract young, but also to maximize cap flexibility, signaling a potential strategy for additional roster moves. While the numbers remain speculative, insiders suggest that the agreement reflects Baltimore's commitment to building around this transformative defensive talent, creating a ripple effect across both offensive and defensive planning. Speculators are theorizing that such a move could free up other players, incentivize emerging stars, and allow the team to maintain depth while still adding game-changing talent. The broader narrative is clear. Baltimore is rumored to be willing to invest heavily in disruption, chaos, and dominance, using Young as the centerpiece of a bold, aggressive strategy that could redefine the league's perception of what a Ravens defense can achieve. Every cornerback, every linebacker, and every quarterback in the league is now wondering how they will respond when faced with a front that blends experience, speed, and sheer physicality. Centered around one of the NFL's most feared defensive forces, this speculation alone has elevated discussions to near hysteria among fans, analysts, and rival teams, creating an atmosphere of suspense and anticipation rarely seen outside of blockbuster trades or surprise free agent signings. Finally, the social and cultural impact of this rumored acquisition cannot be underestimated. Baltimore is a city known for its passionate fan base, and whispers of Young joining the Ravens have already ignited conversations on street corners, online forums, and sports bars across the nation. Speculators predict that merchandise sales, fan engagement, and media attention could all surge, creating not only a sporting impact, but a tangible economic and cultural ripple effect. If this signing materializes, it may also influence perceptions of the franchise's aggressiveness, daring, and commitment to innovation, attracting a new wave of supporters and inspiring longtime fans alike. Rumors indicate that team leaders are banking on this excitement, fostering a narrative of dominance and unpredictability designed to energize both players and the wider fan community. As the NFL world holds its breath, one thing is clear: the rumor of Chase Young joining the Baltimore Ravens has already succeeded in creating chaos, conversation, and anticipation, setting the stage for what could be one of the most electrifying transformations the league has witnessed in years. Every analyst, fan, and rival team is now forced to imagine a reality in which the Ravens' defensive front is faster, stronger, and smarter than ever before, all anchored by the rumored arrival of one singular, explosive talent. Speculation about Chase Young joining the Baltimore Ravens does not stop at defensive strategy. Rumors suggest that this move could send shockwaves through opposing offenses, forcing entire playbooks to be rewritten. Teams that once relied on predictable blocking schemes may now find themselves second-guessing every snap, as the presence of Young alone could create hesitation and errors. Analysts are already imagining scenarios where quarterbacks are pressured not just by one edge rusher, but by a defensive front that moves with uncanny coordination, using Young as the spearhead of a dynamic, unpredictable assault. Rumors hint that the Ravens may even experiment with stunts, twists, and overloads that take advantage of his speed and power, creating situations where offensive linemen must make split-second decisions that could cost games. The chatter around the league emphasizes that Young's arrival is more than just a personnel upgrade. It is a psychological weapon, a way to control the tempo, rhythm, and confidence of opposing teams before the first quarter is over. Coaches are reportedly holding emergency meetings, dissecting tape, and imagining multiple defensive rotations that could exploit weaknesses previously considered marginal, elevating Baltimore's defense into a near-impenetrable force, or at least into a nightmare scenario for any offense hoping to maintain composure. Insiders suggest that the Ravens coaching staff is already conceptualizing ways to integrate Young into multiple schemes, blending traditional rush techniques with innovative hybrid roles that blur the line between defensive end, linebacker, and even occasional stunt rusher. The speculation is that Young's presence allows for aggressive, unpredictable alignments that opponents will struggle to anticipate, creating a ripple effect that extends beyond his individual performance. Rumor has it that Baltimore could rotate him between formations, forcing offenses to continuously adapt, often leading to breakdowns in protection or hurried decisions that result in turnovers. Analysts are weighing the potential of such a strategy, predicting games where quarterbacks face relentless pressure, running backs are trapped before reaching the line of scrimmage, and receivers are left scrambling against a defense that adapts faster than they can react. Even veteran quarterbacks, accustomed to reading complex fronts, may find themselves outmatched by the combination of Young's raw talent and the Ravens' rumored scheme flexibility. This speculation alone has sparked endless debates on social media, podcasts, and sports shows, with fans envisioning a season where Baltimore dominates not just through skill, but through sheer unpredictability. Fueled by one player whose rumored impact could rewrite the league's defensive playbook entirely. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support keeps us bringing you the latest news on the Baltimore Ravens, and hey, drop your take in the comments below. We want to hear from the flock. The ripple effect of this rumored signing extends beyond the field, touching financial considerations, draft strategies, and team morale across the league. Sources speculate that by landing Young, Baltimore signals a willingness to invest heavily in transformative talent, setting a precedent that could pressure other franchises into reevaluating their roster priorities. Teams might be forced to allocate cap space differently, prioritize offensive line reinforcements, or pursue alternative free agent targets in response. Meanwhile, speculation suggests that Young's potential arrival could galvanize the Ravens' locker room, inspiring younger players to elevate their performance and embrace more aggressive, high-risk strategies that align with a front led by one of the NFL's most feared defenders. Rumors also hint that the organization might leverage this acquisition to negotiate future contracts strategically, creating flexibility to pursue complementary talent, all while keeping the league guessing about their true intentions. Fans are already imagining a season defined by defensive dominance, with Young at the center, disrupting opposing game plans and altering the dynamics of entire matchups in ways previously thought impossible. The speculation alone has elevated anticipation to fever pitch, leaving analysts, commentators, and rival teams scrambling to predict how this seismic move could influence not just Baltimore, but the entire league. Analysts are speculating that Chase Young's rumored impact may not just be measured in sacks or tackles, but in momentum shifts and pivotal game-changing plays that could define the Ravens' season. Imagine a scenario where an offense, planning meticulously, suddenly faces a blitz so precise and timed so perfectly that turnovers, hurried throws, and failed drives become inevitable. Rumors suggest that Young could act as a linchpin in these scenarios, his presence forcing offenses into mistakes without even touching the quarterback immediately. The chatter also indicates that coaches across the league are reviewing past games, trying to anticipate ways to counteract a dynamic, multi-positional rusher whose skill set demands continuous adaptation. If these rumors hold any weight, the Ravens might become the team that controls the narrative of every matchup, dictating tempo, forcing mistakes, and creating a psychological advantage that rivals can neither prepare for nor counter easily. Fans are already imagining stadiums filled with energy, highlight reels capturing game-turning moments, and the collective excitement of a city rallying around a defense that could suddenly feel unstoppable. All centered around a single, explosive talent whose rumored arrival has the potential to change everything. Social media speculation paints a vivid picture of what could happen if Chase Young truly joins the Ravens, fans imagining sideline celebrations, opponents crumbling under pressure, and entire offensive lines rethinking their approach on every snap. Rumors have sparked heated debates about which team might feel the immediate impact, how quarterbacks will adapt, and whether offensive coordinators will be forced to abandon conventional schemes entirely. Some analysts are even theorizing that the mere presence of Young could allow Baltimore to rotate other defenders more aggressively, using mismatches and speed to create chaos across the field. The speculation emphasizes that this move is not just about one player's ability. It is about creating a system where uncertainty reigns, mistakes are amplified, and the Ravens' defense becomes a psychological weapon as much as a physical one. Fans are imagining seasons defined by anticipation, fear, and relentless pressure. With Young at the center of a front, that could make even elite quarterbacks second-guess every decision, every throw, and every route. The excitement surrounding this rumor has turned into a cultural phenomenon, capturing imaginations far beyond the stadium and sports media alike. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to stay in the loop with exclusive news on our Baltimore Ravens, make sure to subscribe and hit that like button. We'd love to hear what the flock thinks. Drop your thoughts in the comments. See you in the next one.